understanding is this: no matter what we do, it will create a next shadow. Hence why you're seeing, so there's a lot of conversation that you always hear people blaming the narcissist, like, right, playing victim and blaming the narcissist. The victim is just as guilty as the narcissist, and it's very hard for people to get this, to really truly understand how it is that the victim is just as evil as the narcissist. Because what happens is, like, your actions wound the other. And so what you are really looking at is a mirror. It's really a true mirror of the soul. That it is, you are facing some of these issues so that you can explore them. Whoever you think you are, whoever you are recognizing yourself as, is the denial of the other. And with the denial of the other is basically not getting into the wholeness of the self. And so that voice, and we had in the shadow rooms, on Clubhouse, we had talk about where do the shadows hide? Where is it? Are they're in the shame, the secret desires, the snide remarks, the dreams, the artwork, the creativity. It's in the addictions. So all of that is where those shadows are hiding, and they're real shadows. Right? They're not, and they are interacting. They are the one that's saying the snide remarks. And then, of course, that's your own individual shadows. They are cultural shadows. They are, so you may have some big organizations that think they're right about everything because they're goody two shoes. It does not matter. It will create a shadow of the opposite. Hence, what you are seeing with the verses. This is a lot of the things that you are seeing with the verses out there. Again, this is spirituality. Hopefully, everybody who's listening to me understand that I speak in spirituality. And I know Infinity would say, bring it down to earth. But the understanding is that we are always creating the opposite of what it is. If you're acting one way, there's a consequence, and that is creating a shadow. If you're the same way, the shadow would be if you say, "Oh, this is beautiful," the other shadow would be, "I hate it. It's ugly." And the recognition of all sides of yourself and how you feel about something is very important, because we are the all of the being, and there is no denial of the self. It's not at points, especially once you get to this specific retrograde, it is not letting you hide who you are. There is no hiding from our shadows anymore. We are in this point in our journey where we have to reveal every aspect of the self, no matter how dark. And because some of the shadows being created are a lot of resentments, for me, I've discovered this person, and it's like, wait a minute, I do some of this stuff with wholeheartedly. Guess not. You know what I mean? Guess not, because that's not how it works. There is going to be a deeper level, even if it's beneath everything, that is creating that shadow, that is saying, no, F everybody. So no matter how much, everybody's like, oh yeah. And, as a matter of fact, a lot of it says that if you are a person that heals others, that means you are most likely ignoring your own healing. And so this kind of personality is definitely something that I find within myself, in that, thinking that I'm fine and I'm okay, and then handling way too much. And then here comes the resentment, and it's not going to be at anybody else, because a lot of it is going to be self-inflicted. Because one of the things that, another place that the shadow lurks is in the body. Right? The shadow lurks inside of so the body remembers, and the body does not lie. So your physical body is going to tell the tale. So a lot of us are sick, with illnesses, with cancers, with fibroids, with whatever, especially women issues. It's gonna show up. It's gonna show up in the physical, anxieties, depression, all of that. These are the remnant of the work that we're not doing, because of not recognizing the whole, like, this other side of ourselves that is being created by whatever it is that you do. So in thinking about whatever it is that you are doing, understand there's another part of you that's going to be contrary. There's another part of you that's going to be like, wait, I want to be doing something else. So in review, in understanding this, we're looking at the wounded. That's the first wound that we get. Then we look at then it turns into poison. Because think about what happens to you when you get wounded, right? When you get wounded, you turn, your personality changes. If you were open, you're less open, and that turns to become a manipulation of others, hiding from others, not being way open as you could be. And understanding what is happening is very important, because as the shadow is being created, what we do get is a repression and the denial of the self. And the shadow is very much part of the soul. It's not separate from the soul. As a matter of fact, it is saying that the shadow is half of who, that's the other half of you. So as you are looking at the whatever it is, like, the animal side, there tends to be like a rejection of our animal side, hence why it is wounded, right? There's this idea, especially in spirituality, that we're going high in the divine, and then this, like, you hear a lot of people flat out say they're not gonna come back to earth, and it's like, or they don't trust the body or anything like that. And when in reality, this is exactly what we are. And understanding the animals, the earth side of us is very important.